not have sandals on. Hello and welcome to PTZ Optics Live. My name is Paul Richards. I'm wearing a tie. It's probably the only time you're going to see me wear a tie in a while. But today is a very special day because we're introducing the Presence Summit today. It has been announced. And we also have a camera giveaway today. We're giving away a brand new HuddleCamHD Pro, which is our new 4K webcam. So someone's going to win this camera today. Woohoo! It's a USB 3.0 and HDMI. Plus, you can actually request to win the NDI version of this, the IP version of this. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. You have to be watching to win the prize. But first, let's talk a little bit about the Presence Summit. Tom White actually is joining me today, and Tom is a product reviewer from StreamGeeks who has this camera right now. So I kind of think it might be fun to jump right into saying hi to Tom. And then Julia, I know, is using the camera too. How are you guys doing over there?
Doing great.
Doing well, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, actually, surprisingly. Michael is finally here. We're kind of slowly transitioning back to normal life, so it's nice to have Michael here as our producer. And I wanted to kick it off by just saying thank you for being here to Tom. Tom actually has a HuddleCamHD Pro, so I wanted to spotlight his video for a second and show a cool feature that not a lot of people know about in Zoom, which is the ability to request camera control. So check this out. Let's go back to grid mode. If I right click Tom's video and hit, where is it? Request camera control, I can actually control Tom's camera because the HuddleCamHD Pros have that ability. So we were showing that off. I think it was at the launch party, Tom?
Yeah, it was at the launch party.
So check this out. So that's Tom's camera. And Julia, I'm going to make the same request to you if that's okay. And now we can control Julia's camera. Up, you didn't clean up, Julia.
I know.
I can see the empty basket over here. I'm just playing with you. But I wanted to show that as a cool little feature of the camera that you guys could win today. How do you enter to win? Check out the link in the description below. It's also on StreamGeeks.com, right, Tom?
That is correct.
So the StreamGeeks.
It's on our website and on our Facebook page.
Great. So StreamGeeks.com. Check out their Facebook page. You can enter to win. There is still time to win the camera, and I can't wait to see who wins. It's going to be so much fun. So let's jump into a little presentation, and then we'll do a live demo with Tom and Julia here. The Presence Summit is a brand new summit. So excited about this. It's a full day of professional development. It's totally free for live stream only tickets. And it's a full day for professional development for online communications, which we all know has become so necessary in today's day and age. And so we thought, what would be a better way to give everybody or somebody one of the best at-home, work-from-home, small huddle room webcams that works with Zoom and all of your favorite web conferencing software during this show today, as we talk about this summit coming up July 15th. And Tom did a great review, so I'll let Tom jump into his review in a little bit. And then at the Presence Summit, where we're hosting a virtual event, you can actually win a PTZ Optics 20x USB camera in either gray or white. This is better for those larger spaces, maybe good for like your church or a different space where you can get HDMI and IP and NDI and power over Ethernet and all those great tools. We're going to upgrade it to have NDI, and you can win that at PresenceSummit.com. So a lot of different ways. If you don't win a webcam today, there's also, you can win there. Now, what is the Presence Summit? Well, I mentioned it's a professional development event for video communications. It's going to be a thought leadership forum where we have, over 10 different speakers from around the industry. Zoom video communications is sending some of their speakers to meet with us. And I'm so excited to have Joseph Pine, the author of The Experience Economy, Fatima Doman, the author of Authentic Resilience. And then I'm actually going to be presenting from my new book, The Online Meeting Survival Guide, which is a guide I hope you guys pick up because it's totally free. You can get this at HuddleCamHD.com/online-meeting, or just Google it, Online Meeting Survival Guide. You can get a free digital copy of this book, and it goes over really the best practices for being productive in online meetings. And then it's a technical guide to Zoom, Skype, Google Hangouts, Google Meet, Facebook Rooms, and Microsoft Teams, because we all get thrown at different meeting software solution providers all the time. And it's nice to have a familiarity so we can get the most out of these tools. So not only do we have a full day of education, we also have interactive workshops and online networking opportunities for our community. So pick up the Online Meeting Survival Guide if you haven't already. It's currently it's number one new release in running meetings and presentations on Amazon. So really excited about that. Would love it if you support me by picking up a copy of this book. And it'll be totally free on Kindle if you're a Kindle reader on July 15th for this event. So who is Joseph Pine? So Joseph Pine, the author of The Experience Economy, if you haven't read his book, it's totally worth reading. It's a bestseller, and it's really helped define modern business. And if you haven't caught on to this concept of the experience economy, it's something that I hope that we can enlighten you on today. Maybe you pick up the book, learn a little bit more about it. It totally blew my mind. And many of the online streams that we do and virtual events are based on his philosophy, which essentially is saying, let's come up with an experience that can transform the product or the service that you offer. And if you think about it, education specifically, but also healthcare, we're all transforming, especially education with distance learning, but definitely healthcare with telemedicine. And so much of the industries that have the largest job growth and the most transformation are all about communications and delivering specialized, personalized information to their customers. And the value of communications could not be more important. In today's day and age, online communications has absolutely become a cornerstone to this new normal. And so we're hoping that Joseph Pine will help us understand the experience economy that has transformed businesses for decades and apply that to online communications. So, of course, I'll be bringing my book to the table, and everyone will get a free copy of that book. I'd love it if you get a chance to read it. Joe has helped us design a virtual event in partnership with Zoom. So Zoom, we came to Zoom and we said, hey, we'd really like to work with you guys to design a virtual event that's more than just a live stream. As you guys know, we do a lot of live streaming, a lot of great events, virtual events, in-person events. But obviously right now we want to do an engaging virtual event. And Joe helped us come up with some ideas. We want to have open Zoom rooms where there's open space for collaboration, where people can be a social butterfly or a busy bee and really hop around between different Zoom rooms or really dig into a conversation in a specific or topic of interest. And then we'll also be doing small group sessions. So those are some of the things you'll see. Now, Julia actually introduced us to Fatima Doman. Fatima, actually, you interviewed her back in your radio days. Do you want to introduce Fatima and how important she has been in kind of the world today?
I did. She's going to be able to talk a lot about tapping into our resilience. And what the last 3 months have shown us with the pandemic is that now more than ever, we need to really tap into that and learn how to be resilient, both in our lines of work and our adoption of new technologies. So I think you're going to really enjoy hearing from Fatima. She's also going to talk about, along with another speaker, Michael Gidlewski, about some of those softer communication skills. So sometimes our channels, we really dive fully into the tech side of things. So what's going to be nice about hearing from Fatima and Michael and some of the other speakers are that you're going to hear a little bit more about some of those nuanced communications that we really need to pay attention to as we're engaged in video communications now as part of our everyday experiences.
Yeah, and you know this from interviewing Fatima. I've been reading her book, and it's so incredible to see her journey as a family that immigrated to the United States and growing up and kind of learning how to be resilient and making the best out of hard times. And she's really passionate about empowering people for sustainable high performance at work and in life. So we're going to come out of this from a professional development perspective with really, some of the best speakers in the world on how to become more sustainable in this new normal, which is at work and home. And that's so, I feel like having Fatima here is so important because a lot of us are working from home. So by having somebody who can speak to the personal side of life and also the work side is really going to tie things together. So Fatima's also going to be doing an interact and unpack professional development Zoom session where we can really kind of at the end of the day, really get to know Fatima and have a large Q&A in that more personal Q&A style of Zoom. And that is really cornerstone to what I believe is the new way to do virtual events. So what's the plan? It's Facebook, it's YouTube, it's Twitter, it's LinkedIn, it's Twitch, and it's all live streamed for free, but then it comes to a more enhanced experience where attendees can come to Zoom and join these breakout sessions and really get together. And so I'll be the host, and I'm really excited to be hosting this. I'll be presenting in a professional studio. You guys know what our studio looks like, engaging on social media and preparing to introduce guests and commentate what's going on in the interactive elements. So here's a couple pictures from our studio, because I just want you guys to as folks who hopefully will maybe come to this event because it's totally free, to see what behind the scenes some of this stuff looks like. I'll be wearing a headset microphone, and I'll be sitting in this little nook over here, using my tablet to keep an eye on social media and maybe showing comments on social media as I just did right there. And then here's a little picture from where Michael stands. He'll be the live producer. And let's be honest, it's not easy to be a live producer for a virtual event. So I'm so glad to have you here, Mike. He'll be producing the studio content. He'll be connecting with Zoom callers, managing the waiting room, similar to what you're doing over there, Julia, remotely, listening to the audio levels and monitoring the live streams. Here's a link from behind the desk of where Michael stands. Generally, he'll have vMix production software on one screen and then the Zoom conference on the other.
Right now, we just have a white screen, a white canvas.
There we go.
Oh, all right. There, it came back. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll wait.
There we go. Is it back, Julia?
I see you. Yeah, we know Mike's job is not easy, and you were really handling things pretty amazingly by yourself for these last several months. So it'll be a great look at behind the scenes. And think about it. I used to do large scale events in my previous life as a PR manager, and the opportunity to talk to a keynote speaker, it didn't exist at an in-person event like that. So this is truly going to be unique in that it's virtual and that we do get the opportunity to participate in those Zoom breakouts with some of these speakers.
Yeah, and I'm so excited that Zoom has agreed to be part of this event because they're going to kind of use this as a model. They're very excited about the model that we've set up using Zoom with established social media platforms like YouTube and Facebook. I love this little device here. This is a Zoom controller from X Keys that Mike will be able to use to manage the Zoom system. We can talk about that maybe later. And then Tess will not be here, our normal co-host. So Tess will not be back from maternity leave for this. So Chris Netto, who is the host of the AV and the AM show and also marketing development manager for Starin, will be joining me here in studio. So we talked a little bit about this last show. So I don't have to get into too much detail here, but the idea is to maximize exposure on social media, create an engaging online experience, provide a valuable education, and then extend the networking opportunities that are available. And so to do that, this is what we've designed. So there's a live stream track, which is totally free on social media, and there's a professional development track that is led by the presenters. So as each presenter finishes their live stream presentation, they move into an interactive two-way communication solution with Zoom, where they can really get down to business and do more in-depth collaboration. So it's really a powerful way to leverage Zoom, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Twitch. And so we're combining live streaming with Zoom and the breakout capabilities, along with some of the great ideas that we've talked about in our previous show about scheduling and ticketing and having a LinkedIn group, and even interactive learning, which is something that we've been hearing so much about, especially in the education space. This is CrowdPer, but Kahoot is another popular one where you can kind of quiz people and be interactive and engaging. And it's so important to leverage these types of things with the ability to have a virtual event, but to really be engaging and have trivia questions and the leaderboard. This is some of our small breakout sessions. And then we've gotten so many questions about this, but we've covered it in previous shows. So this is kind of the way that we're combining Zoom with a live streaming system. And we've covered most of this in our previous shows. So I wanted to pass it back to Julia to talk a little bit about the event itself, and then Tom to talk a little bit about the camera that everyone has an opportunity to win.
Yeah, so, really the day is pretty full. It's a robust schedule. You can go to presencesummit.com to get more information. The details are pretty much finalized at this point, right, Paul? I mean, we're down to, we're going to start off show kickoff at 9 in the morning, and we're going to go all the way up till 4:30 in the afternoon with an AV style happy hour with our host, Chris Netto with Starin, who throughout the pandemic has kind of hosted these bi-weekly happy hours for industry professionals in the AV industry. And they've been a lot of fun. Some of them, many hundreds of people. And he really showed how to implement those Zoom breakout sessions in a unique and fun way. If you were on any of those streams with Chris, all of a sudden you could find yourself in a gin and tonic room, and then you'd meet new people and tell a little bit about your business, and then you'd shift over to the main session again. So that's a little fun thing to look forward to at the end of the day. It can be a little tiring to look at a live stream all day. So we do have some entertainment in the middle of the day. We have a halftime show with Ariel Vieira. He is known as Urbanist, and he's based in New York City. He does live streaming tours, and they're really unique. He's got tapped into the history of the city and the different sections of New York City. So that will be a fun and engaging experience for you. And then, we're going to talk a little bit about, through these sessions, what to expect in the future as far as live streaming and virtual events, with sessions like the evolution of the home office and the reshaping of the workplace. And some of these topics are critical for you to consider either as an employee or as a sole proprietor for your business, and what to think about going forward. And then also, we're going to look into another area that we've really been examining on our weekly streams for our other channel, PTZ Optics, is the campus space and the education, the face of education in this whole Zoom era and video communication. So it's safe to say there's something relevant to everyone. So if you guys here watching us on YouTube and on Facebook and in this Zoom chat are maybe a little bit more immersed in the tech side of things, invite your friends, because there's going to be something here for them as well.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited. And the only thing that is unannounced is we're hoping to announce a big entertainment musician. So it's not yet to be confirmed, but we're definitely hoping to have some music. So something fun for everybody. We know a lot of people are working from home, and we want to increase our capabilities, our production capabilities, but we also want to work on our professional development and come out of a very difficult time right now and prepare for a brave new world and a brave new future. And, to do that, we hired some of the best authors and thinkers of our age, really. And, Julia helped me do this. We identified Joseph Pine as someone who really has what it takes and the knowledge and experience to confront a difficult situation, but combined the available technologies and solutions available. And then someone like Fatima Doman, who can help us interact and unpack some of these, deeper strengths, assessments and communication capabilities, collaboration, all of those things, and internalize all of this knowledge and come away with this event. I should say that it's totally free to watch online. And then right now it's only $25 to get a professional development pass. So we did want to have a small price for the professional development pass so that the folks that we do have, and there's a limited amount of people that we can have in a Zoom room with breakout sessions and the collaboration that we believe the professional development track deserves. So those are $25, and we really think that's a fair price and a price that someone would want to pay to really get the value out of it. So pick up your tickets. You can either get a free one or you can get a paid professional development pass that gets you into those password protected Zoom sessions. Okay. You guys have an idea about the Presence Summit. Now I want to talk a little bit about this awesome camera you guys are someone's going to win. And I want to turn that over to you, Tom. You've got the camera there. I was kind of playing around with it, controlling it remotely. What were your thoughts and uses? I know you're in education space. What were your initial thoughts on the camera?
Well, the initial thought was it looks a lot better than what I was using before. I was using the inbuilt camera in my laptop. Just the image quality was so much better. And my students actually mentioned it when we were going through the remainder of the school year that, Mr. White got a new camera. But you said a couple of things with the in your description of the Presence Summit that helps. This camera helps with, and that's the engagement piece. And that if I'm teaching something, and one of the things that I like to do is make my lessons as hands-on and as interactive as possible. I may need to pull back so the kids can see a camera or a tripod or a mic setup or a light setup. Without the HuddleCam, I wasn't able to do that. And so being able to do that. And the other thing is just, again, going back to the image quality, it just looks great. So it's more visually appealing, more professional looking to have a camera that, if I want to drive home a point, I can zoom in and go, hey guys, you need to do this. Or if I need to pull back out, like we said a moment ago, I could do that to make an adjustment. I'm really excited over the next couple of weeks to work with our athletics programs, because they're in a tough spot trying to figure out how, because of the rules, a coach doesn't get to coach the head coach will not be with all of the other players throughout the summer. So how are they going to communicate things? And that's one of the things that we're excited about. We're going to use the HuddleCam with the coaches, and they're going to record things. Well, I will be remote because, again, trying to stay within those guidelines, and I will be able to use Zoom to control those things. So really, really excited. I've had a blast. We just wrapped up our state professional development, and we did about 30 hours of live meetings, and I was in all of them. And one of the things that I enjoyed the most was, as a meeting goes on, you kind of slink down in your chair, and now I can slink down in my chair and still be on camera, as opposed to just the top of my head or having to hide my video feed. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think in the education space, there's a ton of applications. Since the review came out last week, I've received a couple of phone calls and emails asking, hey, will this work? Hey, will that work? And some really cool ideas that I've got to admit that I'm going to steal and implement where I am.
Well, and I wanted to show the back of it really quickly, Mike, if you don't mind showing it, because Tom, you were one of the first people who told me, hey, it's got HDMI. I want to use that. And I thought that was interesting because it's got USB and, plug and play, use it with Zoom, use it with GoToMeetings, Google Hangouts, all of that stuff. But you actually wanted to use the HDMI. And that's because you have a little bit more of a professional video production setup. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, and the most poignant use of it was in that professional development where I needed to be able to show me, but also show my computer screen. And so I had a little switcher, and I took the HDMI feed out of the camera and ran it through the video switcher, so I could overlay graphics. And I was doing a session about graphics, so I could overlay graphics and I could use it as a professional camera. And one of the ideas that a teacher and I recently discussed, which I'm going to steal, he's got a small space and he is using NDI. And he's like, well, if I put this on top of a monitor, that could serve as the teleprompter and the camera's there. I said, well, yeah, absolutely. He goes, so I don't need a tripod. I don't need a camera. I don't need that depth that a teleprompter with a camera on a tripod and all that creates. He goes, I just need to put this on top of there and run my cable. And I was like, that's absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to steal it. So a ton of applications, especially if you're in a small footprint or you're just getting started and trying to figure out how to kind of navigate in a small space. I'm really, like I said, I've been blown away by it. I've carried it with me just about everywhere I've gone for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, I'm so excited about that. And you mentioned NDI, so I want to throw this one out to anybody who's on the panel right now. This camera is available in an NDI option. And whoever wins this camera can choose the one that they would like the most. So this is the NDI version of this webcam. It is a PoE webcam. So this is powered over Ethernet. You can if you don't have PoE, you can use the power supply. But this is a webcam that you can pull into any computer on your local area network. Now, plug and play USB, right? It's keep it simple. And I thought that would have been the way to go for most people, but it's surprising how many folks are saying an NDI webcam. Imagine all the things I can do. Does anyone out there have any ideas on maybe which one they would prefer or how they would use NDI as opposed to USB?
Paul, one of the suggestions that I've seen in talking with other people is applications in sports. To be able to just run a Cat5 cable to the, for a volleyball match, to put it over on the side and make it a simple, you still have your PTZ tools built into a camera that is, it's about the size of a good sized notebook. Actually, it's very smaller, much smaller than that, but in terms of length, about, it's a notebook. That was one of the applications that somebody and I were kind of walking through the other day.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's any of those times when you want your webcam to be farther than, USB cables can really handle. And that could be across campus, or it could be 100 feet away. But anytime an Ethernet cable can handle that, it's obviously, I should also mention, very different than a PTZ camera. With a PTZ camera, you have the ability to zoom in 100 feet, right? 60, 75 feet away. And there's no loss in optical quality because it's using optical zoom. But with these cameras, what has been done, and the core reason why folks like these cameras so much, is that they are 4K, but you can connect it to a 720p zoom call, right? And then that way you can zoom in 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x without seeing much pixelation because it starts at that really high resolution 4K image sensor. So it's great for small to medium sized spaces. Like you said, small spaces where people have a teleprompter. It's not great for a giant football field unless you want to just use it for that wide angle. You do have the ability to digitally zoom in a little bit. It's not going to catch, like a PTZ camera could, the person coming over the end zone full screen, but it does have the ability to do some great stuff. So with that being said, let's draw a winner. Now, just so everyone knows, you do have to be here to claim your prize. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a winner, let everybody know, post it in the chat. And if you're here and you claim your prize, it's yours. If not, we actually choose somebody else. So here we go. Well, you do have the ability to digitally zoom. Boop. Yuri Sanchak. And I'm going to show it up on the screen so everyone can see it. I'm going to post it on YouTube and I'm going to post it on Facebook so everyone can see this. And then we're going to give Yuri 60 seconds or so to claim his prize, or else we'll just choose another one. If you're here waiting to win this camera, just say hi in the chat. Let us know you're here so that we can pull this winner. I want to mention that Tom's review is on StreamSemester.com. So there's a lot of great resources there that you guys can tap into. It's such a great. How long has Stream Semester been going, Tom?
We launched Stream Semester. I want to say at the beginning of this year. I want to say it was January. It feels like 2020's lasted 5 years.
Yes.
But I believe we launched in January.
It's so true. It really does. I think it's just it's so true. Oh man. It feels like, and if this was the first chapter or the first the first book, I do not want to know the finale because it's insane. Okay,
Yeah, we
Chris,
need to reboot it.
we need to reboot it for sure. Chris Sanovitz is here, Gary's here, Patrick's here, Cynthia's here, but I'm not seeing Yuri, so we're gonna call another winner. All right, here we go. Okay, Kevin Matsunaga from Hawaii, actually. Is hello. If you here.
We do have someone on Facebook, YouTube from Hawaii, but they are that name. It says Tech in the City.
Tech in the City. Oh, I know Tech in the City. Yep, he is from Hawaii. I guess we'll see, won't we? I know Jim from Tech in the City. I don't think that's him.
Okay, all right.
But just say hi, everybody. Let us know you're here because I'm going to start pulling these a little faster. We kind of have a pulse on who's here. Thank you for watching, everybody. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate you guys joining. If it's your first time here, don't worry. I don't usually wear a suit. This is just a one-time thing because we were taking some pictures. I don't feel comfortable in a suit.
Zoom meeting also?
All right. Patricia Bigger. Hi, Kenny. Hi, Shannon Reed is here. Hi, Shannon. All right, Patricia, are you here? I'm going to keep calling them because we have a pretty good pulse on who's here and who's not. Now that you guys have all been saying you're here. Thank you for joining. We're super excited to have you guys. All right, let's see. Who's our next winner? Nevin Korea. He is from Bahrain. Wow. All right, Nevin, are you here? Gonna keep calling. Winners, Daniel Wright just joined. How's it going, Daniel? Always love to have you guys here. Hi, Jason. Hi, John. Hi, Chuck. All right, Valerie Lemion. Valerie. Okay. Boop. Valerie, are you here? Stephen Hugh. Oh, Nevin is here. All right, Nevin, you have won. Congratulations. All right, Nevin, congratulations. Woohoo! You win a brand new HuddleCam HD Pro. Let us know if you'd like the IP version or the USB version. That's our show. Thank you, everybody, for if you are seeing fun, I hope you guys get tickets for the Presence Summit. It's going to be a blast, a full day of professional development. Get a free pass or get the professional development pass and invest in yourself and your future as an online communicator. I know I'm excited to be there.